This week on Pivot with Purpose.
People got caught up on high maintenance. Number one, do what works in your friendships. I'm saying for me and mine.
And is every friendship different? Do you deal with each person differently? Because they all have different personalities.
Right. So if I consider you a friend, just know that you are in that special, A lot of people can't get into this. And then everyone else is just everyone else.
Hey friend, you're listening to Pivot with Purpose. This is my show where I pivoted from shit I'm 30, where I was dreading turning 30. I had a failed marriage, failed engagement after that, and I don't have a relationship with my immediate family. But through it all, I came out the other side with a thriving business, an unexpected radio morning show of my own, and a platform where I can reach millions of people and help them walk in their truth. I am now celebrating every step of my journey into continuously finding my purpose, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes this journey looks like shit, and it probably sounds even worse, but it's still our journey, and I'm learning right along with you to enjoy it. There's always a rainbow after the rain falls. Now, if you need advice in pivoting in any aspect of your life, relationships, career, spirituality, send your questions or story to askcarlawilmaris@gmail.com or shoot me a DM at Carla Wilmaris. Now, let's start the show. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Pivot with Purpose. I'm your host, Carla Wilmaris. I'm at home today, not usually where I am in the studio, but you guys are going to see me here more often. So if you're looking at the visuals, I look like I'm in a room with nothing. No one's here. Nothing is here, but I'm getting ready to finish the office, the studio. There's a couch on the way. I was just telling my guests I have blinds. It's going to be really nice. And I've been thinking about doing this for about 6 months. I even paid a designer. Look at me. Still not done. But finally, it's going to get done eventually, right? And there have been a lot of changes. Just last episode, if you have been following, I announced that I got fired from the radio station. Ooh, this is the second time being fired from the same building. 9 years ago from the third floor as an accountant, or 7 years ago, however long it was. And then now from the first floor of radio. And now all I said I should get an office in that same building where I own it. Then they're going to evict me. They're going to be like, get out. You're too loud and you're doing the most. No, but I'm really excited. I've been working out. So this has worked. I'm at 11 o'clock recording here at home, which probably I wouldn't have been able to do if I was still at the radio station. So it definitely does help a lot. But before we get started, I wanted to, of course, always shout out someone from Apple Podcast reviews. If you have not yet, make sure to go review the podcast, Pivot with Purpose. And then you just go to leave a 5-star review. Don't leave anything less than that because we're friends. And then leave a review so I can read it. And it also really helps the show grow and get noticed. Turn this heater off. It's hot now. So I have one from Houston H, and it says, relatable and real. Everything discussed, mentioned, commented is very relatable and real. I enjoy the energy given in every podcast. Truly inspiring to be vocal about many topics that our age group needs to hear and have healthy conversations about constantly. I love it. Mm-hmm. Ooh, you hit me on our age group. You get to a certain age and you're like, our age group? Yeah, it's our age. We aunties now. We're getting up there. So we have to have different conversations. We can't just keep having this whole men versus female conversation. Honey, we've been here too long. Well, today's guest, she got about 3 different names. We came down to one, and we're going to go with Dani, but she is also known as Splenda. Welcome, girl.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Of course. I know we're both from the East Coast, but where are you located?
I'm in Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl.
You're in Jersey.
Yeah. What do you mean we're in Jersey? Like Essex County, Union County. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's every people. I didn't realize I knew so many people from Jersey. It's like I get heartburn. It hurts. Indigestion.
Yeah.
But it's personal reasons.
A little trauma, a little PTS. I get it.
I tried Bergen County twice. Okay? Twice. Okay. Back in 2006 and then 2021. And it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Yeah. But I don't think anywhere in the cold is for me.
And see, I feel like if I was to move somewhere warm, I would lose the appreciation for it. Because
what are you appreciating?
I mean, I'm being in New Jersey, we get all 4 seasons.
You do.
So it's like we get a little bit of everything. And I feel like if I move somewhere warm, I would lose that appreciation of it being warm. It's just
no.
it
See,
is
the
what
airport is right there. And it takes you right back.
Oh yeah,
because
you
bundle
be
up.
coming up to New York like every other. So yeah,
I'll be there Monday.
You're right.
So
you're right.
I'll go,
I
get the code, come right back. I just go to work, or if I want to go like visit. But no, it's too cold. I think my joints hurt. That might have to do with our age group. The joints hurt and the cold.
And you know what? I rebuke that, because what is happening? The fact that when I go and I check the age and I have to go to like the different age group now.
It hits the 40s. Mine hits
and I'm
the 40s
like,
now.
Excuse me? Like, what is this?
For your year?
What is that about?
You scrolling for a second.
I don't like that at all. My son is like, 80s. Oh, you were born in the 1900s. I'm like, excuse me?
Yes, I was. So watch yourself. Respect your elders. That's what I'll be telling them.
Honestly.
Well, Dani, I brought you on here because we've been internet friends for a minute. Yes. Love watching you and what you do and your journey. You're beautiful. You stay working out. And I'm like, I need to go to the gym. There's a few people that really get me to like go. You're one of them that I see you always like, whether it's on and off, or you show up to the gym. And then Toya, a friend of mine from here, she lives in Atlanta currently. She's been going hard for months. And in December, I was like, you know what? If she's doing it, I can do it. Then I get fired. And I'm like, this is it. This is my opportunity. I've been saying I'm going to leave the radio station because I needed to put more time into my mental and my physical. And God was like, well, since you didn't move, I moved you. The time is open now. Show up. So I've been showing up. I can barely move my arms. Like, I had no time to put makeup on. My hair is usually looking raggedy, but it's fine because I'm going to be so fine by summertime.
Exactly.
I'm going to wear a thong out in Italy. So it's got to be somewhere where they don't speak English, just in case they get, they say something nasty. And then I can't see you ever again.
Right.
And it will not make the gram.
Exactly.
It'll be just for me. But with all that being said, because we follow each other on social media, I saw a post that you had posted. Oh, no, actually, just kidding. That is why you're here. But before we start, we're going to start with our on air. And there is a article that I ran into. And baby, I have a friend that hates toilets and bathrooms, period. He's like, whenever I go to the bathroom, I don't want to be there for a long time. He's like, I really even hate brushing my teeth in the bathroom. He'll get his toothbrush and like kind of walk out and come back in.
Yeah.
He don't sit in the toilet longer than he needs to. He doesn't like the bathroom. Well, this article comes out and it's about Dunkin' Donuts. There was a Florida man that was injured after a toilet mishap at Dunkin' Donuts. Keep in mind, when I go to New York, I do go to Dunkin' Donuts to get like, what is it called? A cup of Joe or a box of Joe? Or
yes, the box.
The box.
Coffee.
Because, there's a bunch of people there. So we get some coffee, we get some donuts, some bagels. Starbucks doesn't really have that. So this guy, it was some events that happened. So he filed a negligence lawsuit against Dunkin' Donuts after he suffered some injuries because the toilet exploded. And of course it was here in Florida, because where else would it be? So his name was Paul. And he said that he got severe and long-term injuries, both physically and emotionally. I can understand the emotional part.
The emotional part, yeah.
Hey, January 2022. Oh my God, it was here in Winter Park, Florida. Literally like 20 minutes away. In Winter Park, he went into the man's room. He was met with this explosion from a toilet, and it ended up being a shower of human waste, urine, and debris.
Stop.
On him. Yes.
Stop. Because you know that they said, okay, because I feel the same way when I go into public restrooms. Mm-hmm. I mean, my restroom home as well. You know when they tell you, like, when you're at home, you have to put the lid down before you flush the toilet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in public restrooms, they don't have lids. So every time, especially like the automated ones, when I'm at the gym or anywhere, if it flushes before like I got my pants up, or like if my head is over,
like, particles hit my
freak
ass.
out. Like, I'm walking into a shit show, literally. It bothers me so much.
Yes. So literally last night, I woke up in the middle of the night and I went to go pee. Yeah. And I didn't flush it. I just came right back to bed. And this morning I woke up and I'm like, oh man, I have to flush it. And I went up and I'm like, well, let me close it again, flush it, and then open it and go. Because if not, it's just, I can't see particles. And then your toothbrush is also in the bathroom.
It's right, yeah.
So I do get it, but I got my girl, she cleans it every week and I try to keep, maintain it. But he said that all this, doo-doo, pee, debris, and the explosion left him filthy. I can only imagine. And then he had to get help from the staff and, go take care of all this. he claims
Oh
that they
my
knew what was
gosh.
happening already and that they knew the toilet was messed up. And all I'm thinking is, you gotta pay me. Emotional distress is real.
I'm just thinking about pink eye. I'm thinking about pink eye.
I think
You have
pink
crap
eye
in
might
it.
be the smallest
I
thing.
know, but like that's
What if your
literally
mouth?
what my mind goes to. Oh.
No, you know when there's an explosion, or usually like if you hear like a boom, your first thing is ah. What's the first
Yeah,
thing that you
your mouth
open your
is open.
mouth?
Your mouth is open.
You got
Your
dookie in
mouth
your
is
mouth.
open. Yep.
And most of the time, these folks just went to Dunkin' and had coffee. You know, coffee
Just
makes you have the runs.
coffee.
So people probably shitting like for real in this. Now, Winter Park is one of the nicest areas here in Orlando. Like it's right on the outskirts.
Yeah.
But that don't mean nothing. Rich
Nothing at
folks take
all.
shits too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in
I
public
hope he got
bathrooms.
paid. I hope he got paid. I hope
He
something came
filed the
out of it.
lawsuit. I'm gonna follow up to see what happens here. The lawsuit alleges that they were negligent with the restroom facilities, and if it was in Winter Park, I know they got a little bit of money. He's asking how much would you ask for?
I'm going high. I'm always going to start off high. I'm asking for at least $1 million. At least. For pain and suffering. I'm at least. I have to use the bath. I have to go to the bathroom all the time, like every single day.
PTSD.
So every single day. That's what I'm saying. Every single day for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a therapist and a psychiatrist that's gonna tell me I am fucked up for the rest of my life.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, well, he's asking for $100,000. He wants $100,000 to contribute to his physical and mental health. Most people like in the comments are saying they want 1,000.
I want $1 million.
$100,000. He's being generous. Dunkin' Donuts should be able to just pay that. I mean, Dunkin' is a pretty big company. He should be able to get. They should just settle.
You do 100,000, then they're gonna like you got to pay for lawyers. You have to pay for all of that.
He gonna get 10,000.
You should have went higher. I'm gonna say $1 million, and then I'm gonna get 300,000, and I'm gonna be okay with that.
I really hope he gets his money because
yeah,
he could I feel like he could be asking for more. And I wish I could have gotten a picture of the scene.
Oh my gosh.
Just absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Well, if you have had a toilet explosion, make sure you sue for mental and physical. And take care of y'all toilets, y'all. Take care of your toilets. Clean your toilets. This is just a PSA. Right now, go look at your toilet and clean it. If it got the brown thing around it,
that ring nasty. Around it, clean underneath, clean in the crevices. The floor,
open the lid, and please lift the toilet seat.
Yeah,
there is dirt under the toilet seat. Like just clean your toilets. I didn't realize until now that I'm an adult and I've gone like to different places how people don't clean their bathrooms very well.
Let's talk about how I obviously live with my husband, and I'm like, and I have a son.
Husband.
And I have a son. I do not enjoy, like, I don't clean the toilets because I'm like, you guys have done things. There's puddles on the floor. Why is there puddles on the floor? I don't know if it's the big one or the little one, but somebody else got to clean this up. So that's a rule in my house. I do not clean the toilets. You're going to have to handle that.
I don't think I would either if I lived with two men. And my son, we're still working. I have a little urinal for him. It's so funny because he could like bend down. So I'm like, baby, just stand up and hold it. Like, it's fine. But I put him in the shower the other day in the bathtub and he didn't want to take a bath. He was upset. He wanted to play. So he stood in the bathtub, looked at me and peed out.
And
I was like,
it doesn't stop.
That I can whoop you. Like, you know what I feel like he knew what he was doing. But then it's like, but he's 2, but you're almost 3. I feel like because the eyes, the way you
look at me, like you knew what you were doing before you did it. Like, and you still chose to do it.
Yeah. So I was like, I had to clean pee. And then another time he was trying the urinal and accidentally like it went up and it hit the wall. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Now it's going to hit the floor when he gets older. And I'm just like, it pisses me off. For lack of better words, no pun intended, it pisses me off every time. I'm like, why is my foot in water right now? And whatever it is, but it is what it is.
No, I got to move out. Yeah. We're going to have 2 different sides of the house. Okay. So the reason what I was saying earlier that I have you on the show is because you had a reel on social media that kind of took off. People was big mad. There were others that agreed with you. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I just went through this. So today we're really going to talk about friendships, the difference between just friendships, expectations, acquaintances, associates, but specifically at our age and who we are, friendships, just expectations, and whether you're a high maintenance friend or a low maintenance friend.
So I just realized after watching a TikTok that I do not like low maintenance friendships. And that I myself, I am a high maintenance friend. Now that we are adults, everyone's excuse is like life be life and people be going through things, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I completely understand that. But out of the billions of people in this world, you choose who your friends are. So if I choose these 10 people that I am like, I would love to do life with you, and you do not reciprocate it the same way, that hurts my feelings. And also add on the layer that I am an only child. Solitude is where I find peace. It's where I find joy. It is like my baseline. I can go days by myself with my own thoughts. I can entertain myself. But I am choosing to be like, hey, I want to spend time with you. I want to do things with you. I want to explore life with you. And if I don't feel that in return, my feelings are hurt. Why don't you want to play with me? I just think that high maintenance friends get a bad rep because all we're really looking for is communication. I'm having a bad month. Okay, that's why I didn't hear from you. I wish you well. Do you need anything?
Oh, that resonated with me so much.
Girl, they ate me up. They ate me up. They ate me up.
And it's funny because guess what? We don't know them, but we're going to talk about them now. We're going to talk about them now. And I want to start off with really talking about expectations and the difference between friends, acquaintances, and associates. So I have it written like this. A friend is someone who you have a close and a personal bond based on like mutual affection. You trust them. They support you. You support them. It's like you can really talk to them about like what you got going on. Like what do you consider a friend?
I consider a friend. I feel as though, number one, there's no time limit when it comes to friends. You have friends that you've met years ago. You can have friends that I meet tomorrow. And it's like we built a bond. There's something you've either gone through something, you relate on different topics. The trust thing is there. Like I trust you to some degree with some information about who I am. It may not be, I'm telling you my whole life story, but I trust you enough to consider you a friend. So yeah, someone you actually care about
too. Yeah. Then there is a difference. And I feel like it's really important, especially how old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay, so I'm 36, about to be 37. At our big ages, I can't just be calling everybody a friend. Like I remember my daughter in school. Every year she had a new friend. That's my best friend. I'm like, school just started 3 days ago.
Right.
You have spent 3 days with this little Ashley girl. How is she your best friend? That is not your friend. That is just somebody you just met. So when we're younger, we have all these friends and huge groups of friends. And then we get older, we're busy with life, work, our significant others, our children, and just, again, life. Everybody can't be a friend. So we have, categories for that. We have acquaintances. We have associates. So an associate, I would say, is typically someone who you have a professional or a business relationship with. We all go to work. How many associates do we not have that be in their 50s and 60s at work? I worked in the office.
Yeah, I work in corporate, and they are my coworkers. I don't even say associates or anything because it sounds bad. But once I leave this place, once I'm walking out the doors, you no longer exist to me until tomorrow morning.
But I remember working in corporate. I would know Eugene's drama. His wife is upset about something. There'd be the Melissa that's over here cheating on her husband, and there was a lot of things going on in the office, and I wouldn't know about them. But I'm like, you're not someone that if we were in the streets or in the real world living our day to day, you'd be my friend. And when I leave this office and when I no longer work here, will we really have anything in common? Probably not.
Probably not. We have for a vast majority.
Right. Yeah. So associates for sure is someone that you have, and an associate can become a friend.
I have had three that have become very close friends. One of my best friends we met at work, in college.
Yeah, there's levels to this. So definitely you can become a friend with someone. Now there goes an acquaintance. And I think an acquaintance is someone that you have a relationship with because they have been friends of friends and they're usually in a group, right? So I have
Okay.
tons of acquaintances. No, these are acquaintances. Yes, acquaintances.
Mhm.
I have some friends here, some friends here, and we always kind of like meet up for either Christmas or Thanksgiving. And we call my friend Janine, and she's kind of like the glue to everything. And there's all
Mhm.
these folks around her. Now, sometimes you can become friends with these folks
Right.
that come around. You see them
Right.
2, 3, 4 times a year, social media maybe. But I'm not just gonna call you a friend. Like there's a girl that ended up dating or dealing with an ex of mine that I was with for 6 years, and she was part of those acquaintances.
Mhm.
What am I gonna tell the girl or the man? I had moved on. I had gotten engaged. I had a baby. We hadn't talked in
Right.
years. Girl, go ahead. I don't know your love life. Now, do
Right.
I sometimes reply on social media? Yeah, like happy birthday to your kid. Like little things like that, but we're not friends. When
You're
I'm crying,
friendly.
boom. I'm
You're
friendly with the
friendly.
person. I
Yeah.
ain't got no problem with them people. So we can
Right.
have acquaintances through our friends. That does not
Mhm.
mean we're friends. And I feel like some people get their feelings hurt because like, oh, that was my friend. No, it's not. That was never your friend. And they
That's
don't owe
true.
the same loyalty as your friend does. Like they really could fuck your man.
I'm really sitting here thinking because I don't think I thought about it that way. Like
Really?
acquaintances.
Mhm.
The people I'm thinking of, the people in my lives, the people I come in contact with, I don't think I ever put anybody in an acquaintance category.
You've never done it?
I never thought about it, I guess. I
Okay.
never like thought about somebody and said, oh, they're an acquaintance. I'm kind of like black and white, like we're friends.
Right.
Like if I consider you a friend, just know that you are in that special, like
Right.
a lot of people can't get into this. And then everyone else is just everyone else. Like it's just someone I know.
I compartmentalize so much.
Okay.
Because then we have expectations of people
Yeah.
and they're gonna let us down every time because that's not the category they should be in. You know, and if we don't compartmentalize people in a relationships, and I didn't do it before, and my feelings was hurt
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
We're expecting certain things from them, and then also, even with friends, knowing the capacity of a friend that they are. I have very different expectations for
Mhm.
all of my friends, like my friends, but there is one major thing, and that is reciprocity and communication. And you said it in that
video. That's it. That is it. That is
communicate.
it.
Just can you talk? Can you use words? And we have
and
so many
sometimes
different
it's
ways.
not. I think sadly, like communication is like a lost art because people steer away from it. When it gets a little hard, when it gets a little sticky, people are just like they avoid it.
Right.
And in all actuality, avoiding it is what causes more friction. We could just talk it out. We could, at our big ages, we could talk it out. Good, bad, ugly. Let's talk it out.
You would think that we could talk it out because it's not common sense to most folks to have the communication to really talk. So I recently, let's go back to, because we all show up different as friends due to our experiences, our upbringings, our belief systems. So we have two very different things. You say in the video, you're a single child.
Yes.
What was that like? Like with friends and family?
All right. I'm going to touch on this because I got so many comments. Like, I feel like people watch the video just to respond.
Of course.
Just to respond, right? So as soon as they heard something that made sense to explain why I'm such a high maintenance friend, it's like, oh, of course, because she's the only child. Here's the thing, okay? And I said it in the video. I'm an only child, which means, because I was called needy, I was called all of these things. I know how to be alone.
You know how to play with yourself.
I thrive in being alone, right? I don't find any type of sadness or anything in being alone, right? Nice. So I don't want a blanket statement, all only children. In my opinion, I've seen from the people that I've interacted with who are only children, there's two things. There's the only child that's like typical, that's like, oh, you're spoiled, or you always had the attention of others. You don't know how to play by yourself. You are quote unquote needy. And then there's only children who were literally left by themselves and like figure it out. You are so hyper independent because you didn't have anybody that's your category that you fall in. Okay. And they're not like, I guess they're like loners or whatever. Like they're okay with being by themselves. I could sit in a corner and be by myself and observe. So my upbringing was that. It was my mom fiercely told me, you got to be hyper independent. No one's going to be there for you. You have to depend on yourself. Like all of those things. So I never like yearned for friendship. I never yearned for like, play with me. Cause all of my cousins were older than me. You know what I mean? My cousins, I was by myself and I was cool. Put me in a room. I got me and my imaginary friend. We good. You know what I mean? Like
I had a whole classroom of kids and I wasn't an only child.
That's why I'm like, I'm good. So my upbringing, I feel like me putting in the only child bit kind of backfired because people found a way to be like, oh, that's why you're high maintenance. And it's
girl,
like,
you could have breathed. Just breathing. They're like, you know what? She just took an extra breath right there. So that's the problem. That's how the internet works. They're going to find something to be against. I grew up with two other kids in the household. So it was the three of us. Mm-hmm. My sister is 6 years older. My brother's 3 years younger. But I still also played on my own and I had tons of friends. In school, I was, I guess, a popular kid. You know, I played sports. So I always knew how to just talk to people. I would find friends and then I can also just come home, be in my room and play with my dolls. Or like I said, I wanted to be a teacher all my life, which is crazy because at this point in time, I guess I am in the teaching space.
Yes.
But I had, students and a board and chairs and I would imaginary and I'd be like, sure, because I didn't know English. So I'd be like speaking English to them because I was teaching them my English. I sounded like Psalm and I was like 7 speaking English. So I definitely felt the need to have friends. I couldn't be alone all the time. So I had sports, and being in sports, you have team and you learn how to deal with other people, other personalities. So that was a good thing. But one thing about friendships for me today is being intentional. So in my years of being an adult, so I would say from 18 to today, I've had 3, outside of like a boyfriend, 3 big friendship breakups that I truly consider them friends. How many have you had?
We're gonna get into that. Okay, so let me paint the picture. I want to say 3 distinct friend groups. Okay. Because people got hung up on the fact that I said 10. I cut it off, but I said, like, if I choose a number, let's just say 10 people. Okay. Gotcha. And people were like, how can you have 10 friends? I'm like, okay, what number is appropriate for you? 3, 7, 5? Like, what is it? Right.
Everybody has a different amount. I have a friend, Alicia. She has friends everywhere. Every picture is like all these folks, and I'm over here like twiddling my thumbs, like, where are my friends at?
Yeah, like I have a core. I can say I have a core group of friends that I've had over. I've known my best friend since I was 11. Okay, I'm 35 now. Okay, so a lot of my friendships. I have my best friend. I have a group of friends. We call each other the Yayas from like Yaya Sisterhood, like the sisterhood of the traveling pants, all of that, right?
Yes.
And then I have another friend that I met and we were associates we worked together in college. Okay. And I still have those friends. Okay. So I have a understanding between all of them. Like, you guys are my core friends. We meet up, we have fun, but you guys, I'm not letting you guys go. And I say that because
you're held hostage.
2 of them, right. I'm not letting you go. You're mine forever. I guess that's that only child thing, right? Right. So speaking on friendship breakups, I had a breakup with 2 of them. One was my not my childhood, my middle school friend of 20 something years. We did not speak for like a year and a half. Because there was a break in communication. There was a lot of stuff and we didn't speak for a year or a year and a half. Okay. Another one, when I became an
Did
adult,
that cause the breakup?
the fact that it was a lot of unsaid. It was the lack of communication. We've been friends since we were children, and I had very strong opinions about certain things in her life. And she probably had very strong opinions about certain things in my life. I was also not in a good space in the relationship that I was in,
Okay.
which caused me to be like, girl, it was a lot of projection. Like, what are you doing? We can like change this. So, but I didn't have the words at that time
I love
to
that you can
express
now
that to
say
her.
that. And
Oh,
like,
absolutely. We talk about it all the time.
Oh, what you
Absolutely.
You talk to her now?
Oh, yes. So we had a breakup.
Okay, sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, it's very interesting. We had a breakup, and because she was so important, she is a fixture in my life. I'm like, I went through all the emotions of grief and I don't give a fuck and this and that. And then I had a child, and she was not there for my baby shower. I didn't invite her. And that's one of my biggest regrets. I had a child, and she didn't get to see him until he was like 6 months. And one day I was going through a box of pictures, and it was just like my childhood and us. And I literally text her and was like, yo, like, you're like,
that's so Jersey.
I was like, what's up? And I left it there, and she responded. Thankfully, she responded, and we met up, and it was weird, and we talked through it. It was like years and years of just stuff to get out. And so I broke up with her. We broke up, and then we got back together. Same thing with one of my other close friends. It was the life is lifing. She started dating someone, and she didn't know how to navigate the two worlds, because we would spend, back then in college, we would spend every single day with each other. We worked together. Like, she was at all of my family events. And when she started dating, it was like she kind of put me to the side.
Oh, so I ain't important, mom. Oh, so I can't
right.
give you
it was
what
like,
he gives you, so I can't
it was
be.
Like,
I can't
yeah,
be
it was like I don't know what to do with this. I don't want to sound needy and be like, "Where's my friend?" When you're, clearly you've hit a stride with him. So
right.
So I was just sitting back, and then time went by, and I was just like, okay, I guess that was it. I guess that was done. And it was the same thing. I hit her up. Yo, I miss you. What's going on? I miss you. And like during that time, I was processing certain things. I was grieving myself, but I'm like, this is my friend. Like, find the words, even if you don't have them. Like, say I don't have the words right now, but I'm feeling a lot. So can we talk about this? She came to my house, we hugged, and we literally broke down in the doorway, because it's like, what are we doing? Yeah,
that's so sweet.
I've had friendship breakups.
No,
maybe
once
not
I break
yet.
up, I'm done. No,
you're done. Okay.
The three that I'm thinking of right now. Well, I guess from the four. One I did get back together with. So I think she listens. I'm not sure. We were friends through high school. We played basketball together. Love that white girl. But what happened to us was, from what my side that I remember, she was dating a guy. It wasn't the greatest. These men's just be coming in and messing everything up. So I remember she was dating him, and it wasn't the most healthy relationship. I mean, I have no room to talk. I used to,
right.
He was going in. I've had my share of unhealthy relationships, but I do remember I love him. When I love my friends, and when I love you, anyone that I love, I go hard for you. So she calls me one day saying that there was something happening between them. She was scared. I don't know if he was hitting her or he was trying to get in the door. My instinct at that time, Ayana was still small, grab my gun, headed to her house. And I'm on the way there. The cops are on the way there. And I'm like, if I get there, cops aren't there.
Yeah.
I'm moving forward, because this is your life on the line. And if you're calling me and this is what I'm hearing, I need to save you. And here I come as Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm coming to it. Get there. She's like, no. It's okay. Stays with the guy. Everything is fine. And that time, I got scared. I got scared because I'm like, oh boy, that could have been bad. You go back. If you call me again,
what am I supposed to do?
I can't do it. I can't do it. I could have hurt somebody. I could have injured somebody. I would have been would have been fine because I'm literally trying to help someone, you know? And we called the cops and I knew I was armed and all these things, but I had to let her go because I'm like, if you can't let him go just yet, I don't know what to tell you. Now, again, this girl had gotten my pregnancy test. She broke me out of my parents' house. My mother one time said she was going to call the cops on her for kidnapping because she was 18. I was 17. She was there during the birth. She was in Atlanta when my daughter was being born, drove down to be there for my birth. Like, she was Ayana's auntie to like 5, 6. Like, she was always around. And to lose her, it was awful. And then I don't know
the worst.
How many years later
friendship breakups are horrible. Yeah.
I think they're worse than breaking up a guy.
They're 10, 20, 30 times worse.
A million times horrible. Worse. So with her, I did get back. I don't know how, but she now has her children. She's in a beautiful relationship now. She's engaged and we reconnected. I don't remember how, but I do remember going to an ice cream spot with her and Ayana. And it was like I missed you. I missed you. And now, of course, we don't hang out like we used to because she got 2 under 2. I have my kids. I have my business. She has work. But I remember being here in the office and I was changing my little calendar thing that said December 27th. And I'm like, this is her birthday.
Yeah.
Let me call her. And then I forgot. And I'm driving home at night and I'm like, oh, crap. And I'm in the car driving. I'm like, today's your birthday, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I know. Happy birthday. Just wanted to say happy birthday, right? That's it. So that happened. The other 3, I felt disrespected. I felt like they did me dirty. I felt like I communicated how I felt plenty of times. Okay. And they didn't do anything about it and continued. And I said, you know what? I got to go. And one of the reasons that I actually commented on your page was because I have a childhood friend that I grew up with in Puerto Rico that I recently sent a chat GPT generated sort of text message about this long. Okay. And I had to write, I was like, chat GPT, help me put what I feel into words. And it helped and I tweaked it and I sent it. And I just felt like when we're now grown, being intentional, it's all I ask for. Be intentional and communicate. This friendship felt for many, many, many years one-sided. Again, she's from Puerto Rico. I'm from here. Baby, we don't need a green card. We don't need a visa. You can come over here on Spirit, JetBlue, whatever the hell it is. You could take a boat. I don't care how you get here, but you could come. And I've been here since 1996. I have visited you. You have seen my kids. Yeah, you've seen my kids because I've brought them. I have invited you a million times. Once you get here, car, food, housing is covered.
It's taken care of,
Everything is taken care of. Why aren't you here? And I think what my last straw, honestly, was when I got back from Jersey, I was a shell of myself. You know, I was trauma broken. And she hit me up about some credit card that she wanted me to mail her from my mailbox. And I was like,
that's usually it. It's usually
not today.
That.
I said,
like,
not
you
today.
Asking me about this?
Yeah, it's like, can you do it? And I'm like, no. Then she hits me with there was a hurricane about to hit. Do you need me to send you anything? Baby, I live in the US of A.
Yeah.
And in Florida. We good. We know what to do. Like, I'm not covered by water. Like, we get hit with a hurricane. Like, we might not have power for a couple of days. I'm good. Because a couple years prior, when one hit Puerto Rico, I ordered stuff on Amazon, send it to a certain P.O. box over there. So, because they're literally stuck. You know, they don't have much. And Trump was throwing paper towels at them. So, I sent what I could. And so, that was it. And then the last one was, in all these years, she's never visited me. But I went to Spain to visit her by myself. 8 days. My dad had bought me a flight.
So she was in Spain?
Working in Spain. And I went to Spain to go visit her.
Okay.
Then throughout the years, I saw her visit New York and other places around here. She even came to Disney World at one point when I was living in Jersey. And I'm like, all right, so you can travel. You're just not traveling to me. And I got a text message from, I stopped talking to her last year at some point. So it had been about a year. This year, I get a text message and it says she had a baby. She had text me. She was having a baby. She was pregnant. And I'm like, congratulations. All I said.
That's it. Yeah.
This year, she lets me know, hey, so I'm going to be in Orlando because my baby's going to meet her grandma. Do you think I can come by to visit you? Damn near threw my goddamn phone. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. To my face, you're telling me yet again, It just so
That you're gonna
happens that
visit.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
So, hey, do you want to meet up?
I might as well. Yeah. Since I'm here.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then she goes, I know it's absurdly overdue. Or you could have lied and said, hey, we're going to come to Orlando. I'm going to come to Orlando to visit you.
To see
And
you,
I don't need
yeah.
to know about your grandma, about the grandma, whatever. It just, I would have never known. Baby, lie to me. Made me feel better. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't believe it. And that's when I sent it. I said, look, I don't have any hard feelings towards her. But where I am in my life today, and you probably can feel the same way, if you're not bringing anything to my life, I can't do it. Now, by high maintenance, how often do you need to see your friends, be around your friends, and talk to your friends? Because I feel like that's where people didn't understand either, because I don't see my friends all the time.
Right. So here's the thing. The fact, when I use the word high maintenance, very clear in the beginning of the video, I said, I consider myself a high maintenance friend based on a TikTok video that I was watching. It was in response to the TikTok video.
Well, do you have that TikTok video by any chance?
I do not. I don't even think I liked it. I think I watched it and was just like, I reflected instead of responding in that person's messages about what's going on in my life. I said, I think I'm a high maintenance friend, because she described low maintenance as like not needing to speak to your friends like every month. You can go months without talking to them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I have to speak to my friend every single day? No. Do I have to speak to them or see them every single week? No. Okay. Bi-weekly? Maybe. Talking to them bi-weekly? Perhaps. If you're in the grocery store, or it could be a text. Like, a lot of people don't talk on the phone. I have my best friend of 20 something years. We FaceTime each other. I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb every single Friday. I don't know if you know, like body doubling, like she'll FaceTime me and we'll do the whole work shift. We don't have to talk all the time, but we'll do the whole work shift. Like, just, you're on FaceTime, whatever. I'll hang up if I'm doing something, whatever, right? My other friends will come by and literally sit on my couch while I'm working from home and just talk. So it does not have to be every single day, but I don't see the point for the people that I consider my friends. I don't see the point in seeing how long we can go without speaking to each other, meeting up with each other. Just like it shouldn't be a thing where I'm speaking to people on the internet, my followers or people that follow me. I don't see the point in I'm speaking to them more than I speak to my homegirl that I love her. She knows me in real life. Why am I speaking to all of these people and I don't even know what's going on in her life? I don't even know what happened to her the last 2 months. Like, that's insane to me. And I think people got caught up on high maintenance. Number one, do what works in your friendships. I'm saying for me and mine.
And is every friendship different? Do you deal with each person differently? Because they all have different personalities.
Right. So I have a friendship that consists of 4 of us, right? The yayas, okay? If you look on my page, you'll see pictures of us 4 all the time, okay? I handle them differently than I do my friend from 20 years ago, even though me and the yayas have been friends since high school, since freshman year in high school. I literally just sent the girls a text before the new year, and I said, hey, before it gets busy, or before Christmas, I said, before it gets busy, I just want to let you guys know that I really love y'all. What we have is really special and it's rare. And I just sent that text message to the group chat and everybody was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I love you too. All that stuff. And then for the new year, I sent a Google meetup or whatever for every other month. We're putting on the calendar every other month. We are meeting up and we're going to do something. Now, if we meet up more, cool. I'm with it. If I go over your house and just chill with you and your kids, cool. But put it on a calendar.
I don't think every other month is anything crazy.
It's not crazy at all.
That's 6 times a year.
It's not crazy. And I got chewed out recently from my friends because they're like, yo, we've only seen you 6 times out of the year. What's up with that? And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Now, granted, one of the friends in the yaya, I love her dearly, but me and her had it out this year. Me and her had it out this year because I found myself, I love her dearly. I'm going to put that disclaimer out there. I found myself going to all her events, you know, following up with her, meeting up with her, making time for her. And then when my events started coming up, it was last minute cancellations. It was, oh, I can't make it. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm this. But then I see you with your other friend groups, similar to how your friend was. You flying here, flying there, flying there.
Well, you
what
got
is that
time and
about?
money for that.
So it did cause a rift in our friendship to the point where I was just like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I had therapy sessions for the people that said I need to go to therapy. I'm in therapy 3 years going. Okay. I've had therapy sessions. I've spoke to my close friends. I've talked to the girls in the group, and I'm just like, I'm completely done with her. I can't stand her. My heart is broken. Like, why is she doing this to me? All my feelings were hurt. You guys need to talk. I've spoken to her. I don't know what it is. And I said to myself, because everyone was like, all right, fine. If that's how you feel, then let it go. There's no way. In my heart of hearts, I had my birthday, my big birthday party my husband threw for me. And I'm like, I'm at a crossroads. Because once again, it's an event that I'm going to invite her to, and I'm going to be pissed if she does not come. I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
And then I said to myself, because everyone kept saying, are you inviting her? Are you inviting her?
Did she know that you were upset?
Yes.
And she continued to not show up?
I have worked in therapy because I've been the one for years to bite my tongue, hold it. I'm cool. I'm cool on you. Nah, my therapist was like, let that chopper, let it out. So I feel as though I'm really good with saying, my feelings are hurt. This is how I feel. Something you did made me feel this way. So I've had conversations with her. We've had it through text. We've had it face to face, all of the things. Right. And her excuse was like, life is life and I'm so busy. And I'm like, girl,
you gotta be intentional.
I too have a job, have a career, have a child, have a husband, have my me time, have other friends. Like, you have to balance it. You have to find time. If I'm important to you, if I am important to you, you will find time. And I think that's why my feelings were hurt, because I see you out with other friends when you're saying your life is so busy, but you made time for them.
Both of us go to therapy. And I think it's really important, especially if you're going through something and you want to figure out how to communicate that too, because sometimes feelings aren't fact, right? So if you're feeling some type of way about a friendship, something that's happening, you're like,
what's really
what do
going
I say?
on?
How do I say it? Your therapist really be helping you out with it, because you could be projecting as well. So before we get this, you needed some therapy if you haven't. So BetterHelp is where I want you to go. That's actually where I get my therapy from. I go online, do it right here, sitting in my office. So BetterHelp is going to assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 24 hours, because when you want to talk to somebody, you want to talk to them right away. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. It is way more affordable than traditional offline counseling. And there's financial aid. I have utilized it plenty of times. There is financial aid, so it just lowers the amount even more. So I want you to go to betterhelp.com/PWP for Pivot with Purpose, so PWP, and you're going to get 10% off your first month. betterhelp.com/PWP. These are real therapists. Did you know how long therapists have to go to school for and how many hours they have to do?
It's insane.
It's like 3,000 hours after graduations in a master's degree and classes. I'm like, oh, that's why they're crazy. That's why therapists, they got to take all of our energy and all of our BS and then deal with it. They need 3 therapists themselves. I feel like when they go to school to be a therapist, they should have like on-demand therapy. But
and people don't realize that, like, it's actual, you're not just talking to a person. They're giving you like skills and techniques to work through your ish. So that's very important.
A literal toolbox. You open it up and I'm like, oh, I got something for that. Every time something gets thrown at me now, I'm like, oh, she taught me how to do this, or I can speak on it this way. And you kind of evolve. It is a little scary, because once you go to therapy, you're opening up a Pandora's box that you'll never be able to close again.
And it goes all the way back to the childhood, and it goes all the way back to your parents. And I'm just like, wow, I'm a mom. So majority of his issues are going to stem from me somehow.
I know my daughter talks about me in therapy. And when she really goes to therapy and takes it serious, she's like, my mama. And I get it. But that's why there's therapy. So she can go to BetterHelp too. And my son, I'm sure I thought I was gonna give him a whole happy home with mommy and daddy, and it was gonna be
You
so
still
perfect.
are.
And
You still are.
my
As
husband's out
someone
there
who
somewhere.
was a single mom, I was a single mom. I met my husband when my son was 2.5, and he's been in his life since he was 2.5. So listen, single parents, single mamas out there.
I
Yes.
know there are men out there because I do know a
Yes.
guy. I have a friend that he had a stepdaughter and he considers her his daughter. He doesn't tell anyone like that's not my kid. He's had her since she was 6. She's 18 now. So I love that. And I know I keep my hopes up that there'll be a
Yes.
man out there. My son will have a father, but we'll see. We'll see.
So my birthday came around and everyone was asking, are you going to invite her? And I'm just like, I said to myself, I said, Dani, let's sit back and think. In 5 years, will you look back and be like, damn, I wish I had my girl there? And that was it. That was it for me. I said, if I can go and in 5 years be like, nah, we cool. I'm cool if she wasn't there. There's no way in hell that I would have wanted her to miss my event. Cause I had an event, my baby shower. And it's been 7 years and my friend wasn't there. And I said, damn, it still haunts me. So I'm like, squash all of this. I invited her to my party. We had a fucking blast like we always do.
Yay,
and now she knows. Absolutely. Now she knows, like, I care about you. I'm so pissed off and I'm so emotional about this because I genuinely care about you. And I think that is what gets people, that's what people like forget. Your friends care about you. They care that you're busy. They care about all of that stuff, but they still want to nurture that friendship. I want to spend time with you. I enjoy your energy and hopefully you enjoy mine enough to want to spend time.
And mindless conversations is not something that I want either. Occasional, hey, how are you? I am good. How are you? I can do that with my followers.
Right.
And most likely I'll make a couple bucks afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No, that's me curating a community over there of stuff. So I don't want to do that. And that's one thing that I definitely said because she did respond a few times and I never responded back. She's like, I know you didn't ask for a response. But she's like, well, I thought that we were okay. I thought we were You thought, how did you think that?
Because some people, honestly, I've come to the conclusion that some people are so, it's going to sound bad, but they're so wrapped up in their own lives that it's like, oh, she knows. Like, we good. Is she? Did you check in? You could just send a text and be like, checking in. Are we good? Do you need something from me? And are we not seeing each other enough? It sounds wild, but you have to treat your friendships like they're a relationship that you care about because it's literally a relationship that you should care about.
No, and
without the
also,
the sex.
Knowing you're right. Also knowing your friends and who they are. I have my friend Dex, who I started this podcast with, and she's the epitome of an introvert, man. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't talk about things right away. And I've talked about this before. She's my friend that I know something major will happen in her life, and I probably won't find out till like 6 months or a year later. That's just how it is. And we're about to be friends for 10 years now because she's gonna be 40 this year. 39. I don't know. She's gonna kill me if it's not 40. I think it's 40 though. And I met her when she was turning 30. So back then it was like, yo, I had an issue with it. I'm like, what the hell? And then I started to realize, oh, this is just her personality. It has nothing to do with me. She speaks when she's ready to. Then I have someone like Mandy who, if I don't call her every morning, it's a problem. I left the radio station. Well, I didn't leave. They got me fired. I got fired. And she's like, well, I thought now we were going to be back to our 7 a.m. calls every morning. Girl, now I have a toddler. Okay. Like I have a toddler and I'm working and I'm moving and now we work. Like we're going to talk regardless, but I talk to her almost every single day. So I have Paola who I talk to. She was like, take me out on dates. We don't go out on dates anymore. We're like each other's co-parents. Baby daddies ain't shit. They ain't around. Don't talk to the kids. So we're like, she leaves her daughter here to sleep so she can go to work. I leave my son over there. Like she watches them when I'm traveling. I watch her daughter. So life has been lifing, but we find a way. Like yesterday I took the baby and I stayed an hour extra while we watched 1,000-Pound Sisters. You know, little things like that. Sometimes my friend Dex was going through some things. She's like, hey, can I stop over for a little bit? Hey, stop by. I was like, you want to go to a seafood spot down the street? But with Dex, I'm very intentional about scheduling at least 1 or 2 trips a year. We schedule them months in advance.
Yes.
So people will be like, oh, but you got time to go out with her. That was scheduled a very long time ago.
And that's,
We have bought
life
those
is
tickets.
going to life. Literally, like, if you do not plan, and I don't understand why people don't get this. If you do
Right.
not plan to spend time with your friends, to make time for your friends, life is
Right.
going to, life is life, and it's just life.
Every time it's going to happen.
And I think
So-
people morph into just like, oh, I'm just low maintenance. No, maybe you're not. Maybe
Maybe you're just a
not,
shitty friend, and you're saying that you're
maybe
low
that.
maintenance as your excuse to be a shitty friend to your friends.
Exactly.
Like,
Because it takes the
you
guilt
should do
off.
better.
It takes the guilt off. Yeah.
And the pressure off of it. Well, we're not the only ones, because I do have some letters, and I think we have time. We probably have time for both. Let's see how the first one goes. So this one says, I feel like my friend secretly hates me, and I don't know where to go from here. We have been friends for a few months now, and she's fun to talk to. And this friendship has only ever been casual. We talk on the phone, sometimes dinner, or random nights out. Recently, I've had this gut feeling that every time I try to make a conversation with her, that she secretly hates me. She's also been quite dry with me, especially through text, occasionally just blanking on me or responding with just okay, which is not something she's used to doing or seems to be doing to anyone else. I know you must be thinking, well, you must have upset her or that I'm a weirdo of some kind, but I seriously have tried to reflect on past conversations, and I can't seem to come to any sorts of conclusion as to what it is that I've done. This is really confusing, and I'm thinking of talking to her about it, but I don't want to annoy her any further. Of course, I'm possibly just overthinking, but I care about her, and I would like our fun talks back and occasional outings. It's really brewing on my mind, and I just can't shake this feeling. What do I do, Carla? If I talk to her about it, how should I approach it? What do I say? Do you think I'm looking too deep into it? Boy, girl, you are an overthinker just like me. We create a million scenarios in our head of what could be happening. Probably none of it are it, or it could be it. Do they secretly hate you, girl? I don't know. There's a few things that stood out here to me. And it was like someone being dry over text or responding or blanking out. That could absolutely be projection, or they're going through something. If you know that you didn't do anything to upset her, then you know that it's not you necessarily. It has to be something within them that's happening, having that conversation. And she said, of course, I'm probably just overthinking it. I feel like we dismiss our own feelings, like, why are you dismissing what you're feeling? You don't have to be overthinking
immediately was just like, oh, so just text her this. Just literally, I'm feeling some type of way. Hey, I just want to check in and see how's it going. I'm feeling some type of way. I don't know if the energy is off. I love saying that. I love saying, like, I think the energy is off. I use that in my relationships, my friendships, all of that stuff. I think the energy is off. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to find some resolution. Like, I think if you're an overthinker, you need that communication. You need that validation. Like, everything is fine. You're good. It's my favorite. The energy is off. I don't know what it is. It could just be me, but I'm just coming to check in. Like, are we good? And even I feel like when people say, like, are we good? It becomes it makes the other person like defensive. Like, hold up, are we? Like, are we good? So I feel like by saying, I think the energy is off between us, and this is how I feel. Am I right in assuming that? Like, is everything good on your side? Is there anything I did to you personally?
Right. And
like,
that right there opens up the conversation. And if they say no and continue to act that way, and now you're like, you know what, I don't like the way that I'm continuing to feel, then you have the autonomy and the choice to walk away from that friendship.
Right. And also, if that is your friend, because she was like, am I being annoying? If that's your friend, be annoying.
Until they tell you to stop.
It's okay. It's okay to be annoying to your friends. They will, exactly. If you're doing too much.
And if you're being annoying, they're gonna either cut you off or tell you to stop. Exactly. But if you feel like, why do you feel like talking to your friend or hitting them up and saying like something's not right? Why is that annoying? Right.
Why is that annoying?
She could just really be needing someone to talk to, and you haven't got there yet. So are you looking too deep into it? I don't think so. I think that whenever you're feeling something, don't hold on to it. Now you're brewing on it, right? And you're sitting and you're creating all these scenarios when it very easily could have been something you said and you don't even remember it. And she could just be like, hey, you know what? You said X, Y, and Z recently, and it made me feel this type of way. And you could be like, yo, I am so sorry. Right. I didn't mean it this way. I said this because X, Y, and Z. I'll be more mindful. And then again, and being intentional with that person. But I think that you should definitely communicate. When I don't feel some type of way, I just say it. Hey,
Yeah.
I feel like this. Let's figure it out.
Right.
No, I really think this is something that everybody goes through regardless of age. Now, the older you get, the more you stand firm on your beliefs, on your values, on being intentional in the relationships. When you get older, you got a little bit more money. So you're like, okay, let's go and take a trip here. Let's do a
Yes.
girls trip. Oh, girls trip once a year. I think it's amazing. You're looking
Mhm.
forward to it. Then the weeks leading up is like, girl, did you go on Shein? Did you get what you got from Shein? What you got from Fashion Nova? You know
What
I
color we
mean?
wearing? What color we wearing for the last dinner? Yes.
Boat day. Boat day.
Yes.
What are we doing? You know, like there's always something fun to look forward to. So I think that every, girl should have a girls trip of some sort, even if it's you and a homegirl or you and 3 people. The girls that go out in like groups of like 10 give me anxiety. I don't know how they do it. I'm like, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of
Of
planning.
opinions.
Yeah.
And I don't like planning like that trips. I like to get where I'm going. I have kind of an idea, but that morning I wake up and I'm like, yeah, maybe we should do this. And
Yeah.
I don't like too much planning. I have some friends that have itineraries with time.
Yeah, no, they're travelers. I call them travelers. I'm a vacationer. I get to my destination and it don't matter what time it is. I'm either going to be by the bar or by the pool. That's it. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah.
I don't want
I'm a
to I might
vacationer.
do one excursion, a boat day, but I'm not about to have 10 excursions in a day and we got to go here and we got to go here. And dinner's at this time. I'm going to go eat when I'm hungry.
Right.
Like you're not going to force me to eat. I'm not hungry.
I do that on a daily basis, like have an itinerary for my daily life. When I'm on vacation, I don't want to do anything. I don't even exist. I'm just matter
like
right
that.
now.
I'm not a traveler. I'm a vacationer.
I'm a vacationer. Yeah.
Yep. And usually it's somewhere warm.
Yes, absolutely.
But I do want to do a cabin soon with snow and a hot tub outside and like overlooking maybe like Tennessee or maybe up there in like Pennsylvania or
Colorado or something. Yeah.
It's like, I got the money now. I got to go.
Yeah.
I need to go. Let me just, you know what? Once I get out of here, I'm going to go looking because I need to go because the snow is going to be gone. Well, is it snowing over there yet? Probably is, right?
I think in Colorado. Yeah.
Because I feel like New York, I just asked, he used to be my stepson, so I don't know what to call him now. My son's brother.
Your extended
my extended son.
I don't know. What do you call that? Okay.
I don't know because he'll call me from the bus and he'll be like, it's my stepmom. And I'm like, but am I?
if that makes him comfortable.
He's like, you're like my mom too. And I'm like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I call him like, has it snowed yet? He's like, no, it hasn't snowed yet. And he's in New York. So I'm good. Hopefully it does not snow when I go. It's just cold. It's just cold. All right. So every episode I like to end with a Bible verse. Before we get there, I do want you to let everyone know where to find you, what you do, if you have any fun stuff coming out so they can like be a part of, because I'm sure they're not. I want to be her friend.
Probably, yeah. I hope so. I hope after clarification.
Our here, we're good. No, the internet trolls are different. We get it here. We listen. We process. Our girls at Pivot, they got sense.
Okay, cool. So on IG, I am _Splenda_. And one of the main things I do is I have a collective giving initiative called Splenda Pays It Forward. And we literally just ended our 2023 wave. Essentially, I raise money and I give it away. So we raised over $6,000 and we gave it away on January 1st to 10 different people. That's a passion project of mine. It's something that I'm going to dive even further into. I've been doing it for 5 years. So that's my main thing that I want to talk about. Splenda Pays It Forward.
Yeah, Splenda Pays It Forward. So basically people just... that have it extra money, they put it in there. You find someone
any contributions, like you send in $1, you send in 50 cents, like any amount of money, and essentially the people that join, those are the people that receive the cash. So it is a random drawing, but we raise money throughout the year, and our biggest wave is from November to December 31st, and we try to raise as much money as we can so that we end the year giving and then we begin the year giving out financial blessings.
That's amazing. Look at you helping people out.
Yeah.
Pay me something. I'm just kidding. Who want to pay my bills? No, but I think that is amazing. Where does Splenda come from? Because I think of like the
okay, so my friend from college actually came up with that. Her name on, what was it, Twitter? Is it X now? Twitter used to be Cupcake. And I was like, oh, okay, well, create a name for me. Like, whatever. And then she gave me Splenda. And I was just like, okay, I like that. And then just ran with it. So it literally is just like Splenda.
Splenda. And do
Yeah.
people call you that, or that's just your internet thing?
So when I started dating my husband, his friends would call me Splenda because they
knew
knew
you
me
from
from So if you know me from the internet, you'll say Splenda. If you know me in real life, you'll say Dani. It's,
Gotcha. Oh, makes sense. Nobody call me nothing.
Yeah.
Sweet and low. I don't know. I am artificial sugar. I don't know at this point until I'm done working out. Then I'll be back to like sugar cane. But let's finish off this episode. I figured I would dive into a couple Bible verses that had to do with friendship and, being intentional with them. So I chose this week actually 2 of them. The first one is 1 Thessalonians 5:11. And this one specifically says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. And this one resonated with me because as we're talking about how intentional we are with friendships, I'm like, man, building each other up. The type of friendships that I want nowadays is someone that supports me, that encourages me, that holds me accountable. I don't need a yes person,
Absolutely.
but build me up. You can build me up in a sandwich method where it's like, yo, I don't think you're doing great with this, but hey, I can help you in this way, or you're doing amazing with that. You know what I mean? Like really continue to build your friendship up. So that's 1 Thessalonians 5:11, just encourage one another and build each other up. Then 1 Corinthians 15:33 is bad company corrupts good character. And I wanted to bring this one up because sometimes we consider some people friends and we don't realize the energy and the demons that could be bringing up to us. And you could be a great person. You could have great intentions. But if you're spending every day with this person, speaking to this person every single day, that energy gets transferred and your good character can definitely be corrupted. And we're supposed to be, made in the image of Christ. So if that's the way we want to continue moving, people will see that in you, right? Like when you're walking, when you're speaking, when you're having your friends, they see that energy from you. They see that aura. They can feel it. So when you have somebody around you that's out here wilding, recently in the past 2 years, I let go of my partner and I didn't realize, not only myself, but a few other people, they were like, we didn't realize this dark aura that was around.
Listen.
And it was like the room, like I'm sitting by this window and I don't have the right blinds on. So the light keeps going brighter and then darker. And literally it felt like at one point the light just came in the window once you got rid of like this dark cloud, this dark energy was around me and I had no idea. I thought they were light, but I had not seen light in years. I had not seen light, and you just thought because of what comes out of their mouth, but really read the room, look at the lighting around. You can't see. You're wearing shades. So that one is 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. And the way to be led is by every day reading the Bible. I've never actually said I wanted to read the whole Bible in a year, but I did just start a Bible plan on YouVersion, I think it's called, the Bible app.
Okay.
And I read it. I did my second day today, which today's the 5th. A little late. It's fine. But it's just 365 days from whenever you start. And I'm like, this is good because it's explaining some of the things that are happening. And I just want to understand the Bible a little bit better than I already do. But my biggest thing is just be a good person. And even from the people that I invite onto the podcast, that I am around, that I produce for, I want to feel that good energy from them, even if the internet says they're needy and high maintenance.
Because I'm an only child.
Because you're an only child.
Yes.
Get it together, girl. You need more friends. Well, thank you to everyone for tuning in to another episode of Pivot with Purpose. I'll be back next week. And goodbye.